Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new series we have here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. It's called Basketball 30. We have some of the greatest high school basketball in the state of Ohio here in Southern Ohio, and it's played all over our area. And during Basketball 30, we're going to be featuring local teams, local high schools, and getting you ready for the basketball season upcoming. There's been a lot of changes in teams moving around. Of course, year after year, there's always a change with graduation and the like, and we're talking to each team individually as we go through our next couple of weeks here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. Today, it's the North Adams Green Devils, both the North Adams Green Devils guys basketball team and the girls. The Lady Green Devils will be joining us, and we'll start that right after this here again on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
If you need a haul this harvest season, call Hayslip Farms and Trucking in West Union at 937-779-7125. Nathan Hayslip can handle all your grain and equipment hauling needs. Have an oversized or overdimensional load? That's no problem for Hayslip Farms and Trucking. Just call Nathan at 937-779-7125. Hayslip Farms and Trucking would like to wish good luck to all of our Shack teams this season.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it's Basketball 30 here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. Joining us today, the North Adams Green Devils and brand new head coach Austin McCormick. Austin, tell us, how did you end up being the coach? Where did you come from? Some of your basketball background that brings you to North Adams and we think is going to add to your success. What about that?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for having us today. We really appreciate it. I played for North Adams. Played for Coach Kopus all 4 years of my high school career, and then as soon as I graduated, I kind of started helping out coaching, helped with the junior high level with this group of seniors, their 8th grade year. So I've been able to kind of be with them all the way throughout as they've progressed throughout their basketball journeys since that time. I love this program. I love this community. Being involved as a player, you really get to know how much the community cares and how much the community takes basketball seriously, and I'm honored to be able to have this position. Excited to get started this year.
As a young coach, it's tough starting out no matter what happens. What's it like following the likes of a Dave Young and a coach Nathan Kopus? Pretty good degree of success. Is that intimidating, or how's that work, or is just, hey, I'll just charge through it? What's the story?
It's definitely something that you think about, kind of the history and the kind of where North Adams basketball has come from. It's something that you don't take lightly. It's something that is very important to you, whether it's the players involved or whether it's the coaches. I'm thankful to have been involved with the program for as long as I have been, to kind of be around these guys and understand the system that they're coming from and understand what it is that will hopefully help to make us successful. And it's something that I do take seriously, and I'm excited for the opportunity. I know it's going to be a challenge. I know it's going to be a challenge for these guys as they have played for Coach Kopus their whole career, but I think they're going to buy into it. And our coaching staff is going to have a lot of trust in them, and I feel that they're going to have a lot of trust in us as well, and hopefully lead to a successful season.
Last year, it was pretty, at least within the system, everybody kind of knew that Coach Kopus, it was going to be his last year. Did that make you look at what he was doing and what the team was doing differently, knowing that you wanted to apply for the job?
I tried to be as involved with the entire program as much as I can be still, and as much as I could be then. I was focused on being the best assistant coach that I could to Coach Kopus, and the best coach that I could be for the program. And then kind of adjusting, once I got the head coaching position, and just kind of analyzing kind of where we came from before and being able to apply it to what we're going to do this year. So it's something that I tried not to think about. I just tried to stay in the moment and do the best job that I could then, and now kind of adjust at this point.
Let's talk about, you mentioned being assistant last year. Who's on your staff this year?
Coach Jeff Stricklet. I know he helped you guys last year. He's going to help us this year as varsity assistant. He's been an absolutely great addition to our staff. Coach Ryan Unger has coached a long time for our junior high. He's going to move up with the junior varsity. And then Brock Pistol is going to be our freshman boys coach. And then at the junior high, Sam Lammers, who coached junior high last year. And then Coach Mark Willett is going to also coach junior high.
You know, when we go to a basketball game as a broadcaster or a fan or whatever, we see the coaches there, the assistant coaches there. Give us an idea on your program. How do you utilize a Jeff Stricklet with a lot of experience and a coach, and of course, all the other coaches have a lot of experience. How do you utilize them in making North Adams a better ball club?
Well, I think it starts with kind of looking at it as it's all of our program. It's the program as our players. It's the program as a coaching staff. It's the program as far as the community goes, and keeping that in mind and putting the program first above all else. And I think we have a staff that does that and that really cares about North Adams basketball and wants it to succeed and wants it to move forward. And then with Coach Stricklet, as a younger coach, I've been around the program for a while, but I mean, he brings just another level of experience where he's been coaching for 30 plus years, and he's been a great mentor to me, and he's going to be an excellent addition to our staff this year.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to meet these seniors. We're going to talk a little bit about them and to them, and we'll hear more about what's happening with North Adams and what kind of season we're looking at for next year, and see how things happen after this as we continue on Basketball 30 on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
ProGen's next-generation technology flooring is designed to stand up to the demands of modern life, and it's available now at the Winchester Carpet Outlet. Because ProGen is durable, waterproof, dimensionally stable, and easy to install, it can be used in any room, including rooms that are most prone to moisture and spills, like kitchens and baths. For top-quality flooring, service, and selection at prices that'll floor you, visit the Winchester Carpet Outlet, just off State Route 32 on Tri-County Road, just a few miles west of Winchester, Ohio, and online at winchestercarpetoutlet.com.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to Basketball 30. We're visiting with the North Adams Green Devils, and this year North Adams has the first, for the first time in several years, has a brand new varsity coach. But they also have a great group of seniors that's coming back with a foundation with a pretty good basketball team. And now we're going to meet those seniors. Joining us first up, you guys want to introduce yourself? If we could go around the room and introduce yourself, please.
I'm Jace Rothwell.
I'm Connor Young.
I'm Connor Rogers.
Caleb Diatley.
I'm Brayson Schweikert.
All right, Jace. How's it? Is it going to be a big change with a new coach?
It's definitely going to be different, but he's been with us since 8th grade, and he's always been in the program. We've always went to games when I was younger and watched him play, so we all knew Coach McCormick. But it's going to be a change, but I feel like we all can adjust to it fairly well. And if we just buy into what he wants us to do, I think we'll have a good year.
Now, Coach McCormick was pretty physical when he played basketball. He was also a post player, and you guys are, generally speaking, you're one of the teams that are around that play mostly guard oriented. How does that translate with what he's asking you to do?
There's definitely been a lot more time in the weight room with him, a lot more post stuff, but it's still working on that guard stuff that we had with Coach Kopis, kind of the stuff he was implementing where he was a guard back in the day. But it's a good world of both. You get your post work and your guard work whenever we have practices and workouts like last year, because he still took us, even as an assistant, did post stuff with us then. So,
right. Connor Young, when we talk about being a guard-oriented basketball team, how challenging is this? Because this is not a big league. Is that a big challenge for when you play teams in the Shack?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a challenge because when you play guard play, you got to play fast, and you got to be able to run up and down the court. So there's a lot of conditioning that goes in with it.
And how do you feel about that? Is that something, you think, hey, I assume, I can see Jay smiling, I assume you all like to run, right?
Oh, yeah. We like to get out. Fast break layups.
But how about the conditioning part of it? How about that part?
It's tough, but it's just something you got to do if you want to be great.
Now, when we talk about conditioning, programmed conditioning, or how tough is Coach McCormick mistake-oriented? I mean, does he make you run when you make mistakes?
A little bit, He's just keeping us in check, wanting us to be the best versions of ourselves.
Is that a good incentive to make you play harder, better?
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you think maybe Coach ought to cut back a little bit on the running or pick it up?
You can keep it up.
No comment.
Jace, you're trying real hard not to say anything. Your thoughts on pick it up or cut it back? What do you think?
I think he does a great job at everything he does right now.
Sounds to me like Jace might be in the doghouse working to get back on the team or something. I don't know what that's about. But Connor Rogers, how's your role going to change this year? What do you think?
Last year, I kind of came off the bench a lot. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be starting this year, but I think my whole role changes because I'm not really – I think I play a bigger role in the team this year compared to last year. So,
favorite role when you talk about, I mean, everybody, generally speaking, most players all like to shoot. It's all offense oriented. I see Breeston shaking his head, especially Breeston. We have a saying around here. We always say some players have never seen a shot that they don't like to take. So, every shot's a good shot, right? So, and what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, not every shot's a good shot. You kind of have to run some offense and get a good shot. But, I don't think shooting's the only thing. Defense is really important in games. And I think if you have a good defense, it can take you to a W. So.
Well, now, Caleb, your thoughts on the team this year? How's it going to be different? You lost two pretty significant pieces last year, but you still got some good pieces coming back. Tell me what you're thinking about the season this year.
I think we should be pretty good. We got a good coach and a good coaching staff and a lot of experienced players on the team. So hopefully with that put together, we can have a very successful season.
Can you be as good as you were last year?
I think we can be just as good or better than we were last year.
And how will you accomplish that? What does the team need to do to do that? Because you lost a pretty good scoring amount of points, and again, two players that contributed quite a bit. What do you have to do? What's the rest of the team have to do now?
I think we just all got to work together as a team and focus on the offense that we have us put in as a plan, put it together when it comes down to it.
All right. Breeston, you were shaking your head when I was saying never seen a shot that wasn't a good one. Let's address that. Is that are you the defensive specialist on the team, or are you I don't know, designated shooter? Which are you?
I'd say I can do a little bit of both. I try hard on defense, and I like to go out and get a lot of rebounds defensively, but I love shooting the ball, and I love putting the ball in the rim, so a lot of the times, I get a lot of rebounds, but a lot of them are offensive because if I don't get the ball, I'm going to get rebounded so I can score again because I love shooting the ball.
So when we talk about rebounds, are you actually thinking that, I got to go get that ball so I can take a shot?
Not always. Mostly just to help the team win. We're small, like you said, so mostly guards, so we don't really have a lot of people that can rebound the ball, but I was gifted athleticism to be able to jump high and get rebounds, so I use that.
Out of 10 rebounds, how many times do you pass the rebound off? Jason's sitting there shaking his head.
A lot of times if I get it, I'm going to go back up with it. So, But if it's defensive, last year I looked to give it to Branson, but he was like our designated point guard. But now we have several guys that can bring the ball up the court. So I think that's going to change for us,
All right. Well, and to that, Jace, you're sitting there shaking your head. You're going to be everybody's going to have to play a bigger role. I think probably you, especially with Branson being gone. You want to talk to that for just a second?
Well, obviously Branson was a really good player. He helped us in a lot of ways, and it definitely is going to be a big difference without him. Just everything he brought to the floor, his IQ, his level of basketball. But I feel like he's also taught us a lot, in practice, how hard to work, just how to drive your, that extra drive when you need it. And I think it will help us all in the end when it comes to those big moments, even without him, because like we've said, we're pretty experienced now. I played for 4 years. I know like Breeston and Connor. Like Connor probably has the least out here right now, but he still was a big-time player for us last year, hit big shots. And Breeston does. He does some questionable things, but he does a lot of good things too. So with Breeston, it's just fun playing with Breeston, especially watching film with him. You look back and you'll just see him start laughing at some of the stuff he does, and then he's like, "What am I doing?" But it's definitely going to be a big adjustment to make, but I think we're all willing to make it, and we're all ready to make it.
Who among the team corrects Breeston? Does anybody correct Breeston?
I would say that probably would fall into my category. Yeah.
None of Breeston's teammates doing corrections.
You just look at Breeston and tell him he's doing a great job.
Oh, okay. Just keep him incentivized, right?
Yep.
There you go. All right. Well, we're going to take another break. We'll be back. We'll talk more about Breeston and his contributions on the around the rim and the North Adams Green Devils, what they're going to do next year. But first, this as we continue here with Basketball 30 on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
Don't let a blown tire slow you down this harvest season. Trust Maggulac Tire Service in Hillsboro to keep you on the roll and in the field. At Maggulac, they offer on-the-farm ag tire service, saving you downtime and saving you money. Call Maggulac Tire Service for all your tire needs at 937-364-2592 or stop in on Route 50 in Hillsboro. That's 937-364-2592.
Buying a memorial is not like buying anything else. It's a deeply personal process that is best conducted face-to-face and heart-to-heart. Whether it's a traditional graveside monument, a cremation monument, or pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to Basketball 30 here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. And once again, if you're listening to us on C103 right now and you want to watch this program, it is on Good Guys Radio TV. Just go to our Facebook page or YouTube or goodguysradiotv.com. Just remember, if you choose to watch us on Facebook, make sure you share and like our program. We'd like to do a lot more of this for the local community. And, of course, it's Basketball 30 featuring high school basketball teams in the area as we prepare for the season. Joining us today, it's North Adams Green Devils, brand new coach Austin McCormick with all the seniors here, well, most of the seniors, and might point out one of the seniors, Jace Rothwell, had to leave. All these kids are practically, all of them are dual or triple sport athletes, and he's leaving for a soccer tournament as we speak. And, of course, we also don't want to forget that Carson Osborne, a big piece of the team, was unable to be here as well. And, Austin, he is a big piece of the team going forward, isn't he?
Absolutely. Carson has been a big part of what has helped make us successful over the last couple years. Great shooter. And I thought last year he really stepped up and was able to, even on nights where he wasn't shooting the ball well, be effective on the defensive end and bring energy and be a good rebounder. And once we get him back in town and we can get back to work, we're excited for that other piece of the puzzle to come back in and as we prepare for the season.
Okay. We listened to the seniors and what their thoughts were about, some of the loss from the seniors from last year and the difference. What can the North Adams fans, what should they expect when they come out and see the team this year?
I think above all else is coming out and playing hard and bringing great energy. I remember when Coach Young retired, his article in the newspaper he talked about with North Adams basketball, if you play hard or you don't play. And I think that needs to be something that we hang our hat on as a program. So I think every night expect these guys to go out and play hard and bring great energy. And that's something that we're really going to focus on and make it a main portion of our program and our culture.
Philosophically, we're going to see more, I don't know, more fast break, I don't know, more man-to-man, more zone. What are we going to see different this year? Again, because components do change a bit, and it's surprising how much it can change with just the addition or deletion of a couple of players, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of, we want to play to the strengths of our personnel. I think we're a team that can play fast. We can get up and down. I think we're a team that can mix defenses up. And, like I said, at the end of the day, if you're playing hard and you're competing and you're buying into whatever system it is that you're running, I think you can have a lot of success with that. And you've seen that through the league. I mean, there's a lot of different coaches and different coaching styles who have had lots of success, through different actions and through kind of hanging their hat on different things. So I think as long as you're buying into what you're doing, you have the ability to have a lot of success.
Talking about the league, who do you guys like to play against? Who's your favorite team to play against? And I assume that translates to who do you like to beat? Who do you like to win?
The rivalry games, there's just always something special about them. Eastern Brown, Peebles, those are kind of the two that have come to mind. Fairfield over the last couple of years. All of those programs with a long storied tradition and history, all of them with great coaches, that I have a lot of respect for. And just being able, every night, it's going to be a battle. Our league, especially this year, our league I think is better than what it has been in the last few years. It's deeper, and I think a lot of teams are going to surprise some people throughout the year and also in tournament. I think the Shack is a very deep league this year with a lot of great teams, and you got to bring your A game every single night because everybody, like I said, everybody can compete, and I think it's going to be a great league this year.
Big difference this year, 7 divisions versus 4. North Adams boys will be playing, interestingly enough, will be playing in Division 6. You think it's going to make a difference when it comes tournament time?
I think it may a little bit, just because there's some of those teams that have been in Division 4 that we haven't seen in the past couple of years that now we have the opportunity to see. You have a higher likelihood of seeing teams from the East District rather than from just the Southeast when you get deeper into tournament. So I think it'll make a little bit of a difference in terms of kind of who you run into. But at the end of the day, you got to show up and play every night, especially come tournament time. It's survive in advance. So you just got to bring your A game every night and compete no matter who you're playing against.
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Breeston, tell me what the team's overall record is going to be when the season's over.
I don't know how many we play, but I plan on not losing.
You'll be 22. Regular season, 22 games. What's the team record going to be at the end of the season?
Well, 22-0. Yeah. Until we get tournament, then we're going to win all those games. So
you're predicting state championship this year for North Adams?
Yeah. My realistic goal is to make it to Final Four, and whatever happens from there. You got to bring your A game, and I feel like if we all show up and play our hardest in the tournament, then we could go as far as who knows. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I feel like we have enough talent to make it to the state championship.
Connor Young, league record. What's your league record going to be?
I'm going to try to be humble, but I want to try to win every game. So
gold basketball then. I've been doing volleyball too much. Gold basketball, right?
That's the plan.
All right, Caleb, does that gold basketball mean a lot?
Yeah.
Okay, now, Connor, how realistic are these goals these guys have got?
I think they're pretty realistic. We have a lot of talent this year, and as long as we all come out and bring our A game, play hard. I also want to be humble, like he was saying, but I think we can win every game.
Austin, you like what you're hearing?
I like the confidence, but to be honest with you, I just want us to go out and compete every single night, not worry about the end process, just worry about the process of what we're doing, not worry about the end result. The end result will take care of itself. You got to worry about the process of it, and you got to show up and play. Previous seasons don't mean anything. You have to show up and bring it every single night. And to be honest with you, I'm glad that they have that confidence, but at the end of the day, we just want to show up every single game and give it everything we got and just let the scoreboard take care of itself.
Okay. We one final break here on before we welcome the young ladies, the Lady Green Devils, here on Basketball 30. We'll be right back here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
If you need a haul this harvest season, call Hayslip Farms and Trucking in West Union at 937-779-7125. Nathan Hayslip can handle all your grain and equipment hauling needs. Have an oversized or overdimensional load? That's no problem for Hayslip Farms and Trucking. Just call Nathan at 937-779-7125. Hayslip Farms and Trucking would like to wish good luck to all of our Shack teams this season.
ProGen's next-generation technology flooring is designed to stand up to the demands of modern life, and it's available now at the Winchester Carpet Outlet. Because ProGen is durable, waterproof, dimensionally stable, and easy to install, it can be used in any room, including rooms that are most prone to moisture and spills, like kitchens and baths. For top-quality flooring, service, and selection at prices that'll floor you, visit the Winchester Carpet Outlet, just off State Route 32 on Tri-County Road, just a few miles west of Winchester, Ohio, and online at winchestercarpetoutlet.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Basketball 30. Once again, it's the North Adams Green Devils joining me here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. Austin, tell me about what your thoughts about the league this year. It's going to be, you mentioned earlier, you said it's going to be, you think, probably more competitive or a better league, I guess is what I would say. Speak to that, if you would, please.
Well, the Southern Hills League traditionally is always a powerhouse for Southern Ohio. I think it's some of the best basketball around, but I think this year especially the league is going to be extremely deep. Coach Bugler at Eastern Brown always does a terrific job with the personnel that they have. I think they're going to be a very tough team. They're going to be a tough team to match up with the size that they have. They're going to be great. I think Peebles has a lot of young talent. Coach Airy, another coach that does an absolutely tremendous job. I think they might surprise some people. They're a team to look out for, I think. On the small school side of things, Fayetteville has several returning guys, and Coach Stewart, very storied history as a coach. I think they could be another team that does really well going to the Southwest District for tournament. Manchester, I think that group of juniors, they could be a team that surprises some people as well. You got to show up every single night when you're playing in the Southern Hills League. There are so many great teams. Fairfield is another one. Coach Williams does a terrific job, and they lost a lot of seniors last year, but they're going to play tough. They're going to do a great job defensively. He always gets that out of his groups, and you got to show up and play every night. It's a super competitive league. I think it's deeper this year, and a lot of great coaches and a lot of great players, a lot of talent.
All right. Thank you, Coach. And thank you, players. We appreciate you stopping by. And up next, we're going to be joined by the Lady Green Devils right after this here on Basketball 30 on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Don't let a blown tire slow you down this harvest season. Trust Maggulac Tire Service in Hillsboro to keep you on the roll and in the field. At Maggulac, they offer on-the-farm ag tire service, saving you downtime and saving you money. Call Maggulac Tire Service for all your tire needs at 937-364-2592 or stop in on Route 50 in Hillsboro. That's 937-364-2592.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Basketball 30 on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. It's our new series here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. And if you enjoy what we're doing here, you can join it later and watch it again on Good Guys Radio TV as well as C103 again. Once again, Basketball 30. It's a review of, or I guess a kind of look into the future for the high school basketball in our area. Every day we're featuring a different team or a different school. Today it's the North Adams Green Devils. Now we're switching gears, of course, and joining me is the North Adams Lady Green Devils. As we just heard, of course, if you're just joining us, we just heard from the guys, and now we're going to hear all about the team that we predict to see this year, how well they're going to do, and what the plans are for the Lady Green Devils. But first this, here again on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
Buying a memorial is not like buying anything else. It's a deeply personal process that is best conducted face-to-face and heart-to-heart. Whether it's a traditional graveside monument, a cremation monument, or pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, once again to Basketball 30, a new feature here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. Joining us, the Lady Green Devils from North Adams High School, Coach Rob Davis and two of his senior players. Coach, it's been several years you've been coaching at North Adams. How long has it been now?
This will be my 25th year varsity and 31 JV and everything all together.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good were you as a coach 25 years ago versus what you are now?
I don't know. Not very good. I don't know. I mean, experience gives you a little bit. I mean, still learn every year and just pick up things. So,
25 years ago, was the game any different? Were the kids any different? Your approach different? Anything different about that?
My approach, yeah. My older players come back and say I'm softer now, so these guys might not think so, but I hear that a lot. So I guess that goes with older and get more relaxed, I guess.
Do you remember how many games did you win the first season?
Yeah, went 19-4.
That's pretty good success for a first-year coach, right?
Yeah, have a pretty good team you stepped into, so that helps. And 3 to 4 losses was the Eastern Brown that year, so. If we'd played somebody else, we might have won a few more games. So.
Your background, I'm sure people just assume, it's the Lady Green Devils, that's Rob Davis. How'd you end up in coaching? I mean, what's that about? I mean, where'd you go with this? I know you have 2 daughters that have played, and you got a third one coming. Is that what drove all this, or how'd you get into coaching?
No, Coach Young gave me a call. Coach Dave Young gave me a call, wanted to know if I wanted to do help with his junior high boys basketball, be interested in coaching. And I said, Coach, that'd be kind of neat, but I was working second shift, so I couldn't do nothing then. So a few years later went by, and we got a new girls coach, Tony Rose, and he was looking for a JV coach, and Coach Young mentioned my name again, so he gave me a call, and so you'd be interested. I said, well, I'm on third shift. I said, girls? He said, yeah, it'd be girls basketball JV, be Tony Rose, which I knew. Didn't know Tony, but I knew him from his dad. His dad coached Manchester, and I play against his brother. Name escapes me right now, but I play against his brother. So I said, yeah, I'll give it a shot. So, I'll start out JV coaching then, and I think it's 3 years. Tony left, and he asked, "You want to take over?" I said, "No, I'm good. I'll just be the JV coach or something like that." So that's when they hired Billy Joe Justice, and I think she was there 3 years. So Dave came in again, said, "Just try it. If you can't, if it's too much, it's not just showing up and October and end of February be done. You know, there's a lot to it, and me working away from the school. So, 25 years later, I'm still doing it. So that's how I got into it. So
obviously, it's been a fun trip. And that said, you've had a tremendous amount of success. Is it harder to come back every year, or is it where are you on that?
No, I still enjoy it. That's what people ask. How long are you going to do this? They make it easy. These kids, I like being around them, and it's fun, and I just still enjoy being around them and teaching and coaching, and besides basketball, we do a lot of other fun things, and I just like being around them, and sometimes they think I don't want to get upset a little bit, but it's all part of it. But I still enjoy it, and as long as I still enjoy it and don't become like a job, say, oh, I gotta go to practice today, but I enjoy going and still doing it, and just family backs me, and that's all part of it. That's what we talk about, being a family. So,
well, and I hear that a lot among the teams. How important is that family thing with building a good team?
Oh, it's all of it. I mean, it's about getting along and just being a family. I mean, our Christmas parties, they come to our house, and my wife and the kids, and that's what I believe in. I mean, just got to be family. I mean, I don't do it just to be like a boss to them or not, but I want to be family. I want them when 10 years from now come back, and it means something when they come to see you, and it really means something when you got one that doesn't play very much for you and still come back and give you a hug and glad to see you. Her mom and dad might not like to see me, but she still does, so that's all that matters. So
I get that. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We're going to talk a little bit about last year's team, just where we were with last year, and what's happening this year. And, of course, we can get to meet these two young ladies here and talk about the seniors and what's happening coming up. But first, this here on Basketball 30 on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
If you need a haul this harvest season, call Hayslip Farms and Trucking in West Union at 937-779-7125. Nathan Hayslip can handle all your grain and equipment hauling needs. Have an oversized or overdimensional load? That's no problem for Hayslip Farms and Trucking. Just call Nathan at 937-779-7125. Hayslip Farms and Trucking would like to wish good luck to all of our Shack teams this season.
Welcome back to Basketball 30. Joining us now here on this episode is the North Adams Lady Green Devils, a team that's had a lot of success in the past. And speaking of success, Coach Davis, last year was a pretty successful year for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, had another good run. Every year you graduate kids, you don't know what you're going to be. They always ask me, I said, I don't know, we'll be okay. And they think I'm playing it down, but you just don't know. I mean, but it just clicked, and we got rolling tournament time and had another good year.
Well, and there's always disappointments. Everybody always wants to start the year with a plan to win the state championship. But the team last year, again, you won more than you lost, to say the least. And it was a good group of kids, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we lost 3 good ones and got 4 coming back, and then the underclassmen coming up this year. But yeah, last year was pretty special. I mean, those kids, those seniors, last 2 years put up 46 wins in 2 years or something like that. So, it's special to have kids that want to be there and just play hard for you.
Now, this year, changes in the divisions, and for at least recent history, for a long time it's in 4 divisions. This year it's going to be 7, and the boys are going to be playing Division 6. You guys are going to be in Division 5. That's going to be a big difference, isn't it?
Yeah, we're in winter. Enter with Fairland and Portsmouth and Wheelersburg, and so it's going to be rough, but we'll be prepared and be ready for them. Hopefully, comes to tournament time.
Now, when we talk about being ready, You did lose some pretty a lot of input and a lot of seniors as far as points scored and defense and the like. You lost your point guard. Talk about how the team's going to be different this year when fans come and watch you. What's going to be different on the ball club?
We'll try to stay the same. I mean, we ain't going to be as deep we have been. Going to ask a lot of minutes out of these guys. Stay out of foul trouble and stuff. And some of the younger kids are going to step up and give us good minutes. I'm going to rely a lot on the sophomores and some freshmen, I guess. So, because right now we got 4 seniors, 1 junior, and about 4 sophomores and 5 or 6 freshmen coming. So, had a good summer. Kind of know what we're going to do, what roles we're going to play. So we'll find out here on October 25th. Get the basketballs out and see who's going to step up and take some minutes. So.
Well, when we talk about North Adams, and I was talking about what's different, you really don't change. Your system is your system, right?
Yeah. I mean, you got to change a little bit what kids you got coming. I mean, for a long time, I just like to get after full court and push the ball off the floor. And if you ain't got those kind of kids, I mean, we're not going to be as deep this year, so we might slow it down a little bit. Depends who we're playing, but we'll probably slow it down a little bit and make it a more half court game. So. That benefits us. So.
Defensively, North Adams has always been kind of known for their defense. I think it's interesting because I think on the outside looking in, a lot of folks look at you as more offensive-minded, but I think it would be safe to say you guys start it with defense, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to guard people if you're going to play for me because I had to guard people for me to play. So just the coaches, that's just instilled in me. I just play hard and get after it. If you don't play hard and get after it, you ain't going to play very much. So you earn your minutes by how hard you play.
Well, and defense or playing defense overcomes weaknesses on offense, don't you think, as a player?
Yeah, I mean, defense. I mean, hopefully you can turn some of that defense into easy points when you struggle offensively and stuff. So, we're going to be a little bit more half-court stuff this year. Maybe not as much man, but who knows? I always say that, and then we turn out playing a lot man. So.
How challenging is it every game after game after game to get them step up and get the energy that you like to get from them?
It's pretty challenging. Sometimes it's like I tell them, I said, we come out flat and then we turn on after I call a timeout, have a little chat with them, and maybe I should have a little chat before we go out on the floor in the locker room, get them fired up and get started. But I don't know, it just depends. I mean, we're young kids. I mean, long days are tired sometimes. You don't know what goes on that day, they have tests and stuff that day. And that's something I learned, too, to deal with, Maybe they see that in me, too, and I don't come in a good mood. I try to come in a good mood and stuff, but I think they know when something's happened before I got there. So,
well, on that note, let's take another break. We're going to come back and we're going to meet these 2 young ladies here. We're going to talk to them. We're going to talk more basketball and the North Adams Lady Green Devils. But first this, here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
ProGen's next-generation technology flooring is designed to stand up to the demands of modern life, and it's available now at the Winchester Carpet Outlet. Because ProGen is durable, waterproof, dimensionally stable, and easy to install, it can be used in any room, including rooms that are most prone to moisture and spills, like kitchens and baths. For top-quality flooring, service, and selection at prices that'll floor you, visit the Winchester Carpet Outlet, just off State Route 32 on Tri-County Road, just a few miles west of Winchester, Ohio, and online at winchestercarpetoutlet.com.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Basketball 30 here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. Joining us this afternoon, if you're just joining us, it's the Lady Green Devils. from the Shack from North Adams High School. And now it's time we talk to the seniors here. We had, actually, there's 4 seniors that will be playing this year for North Adams, but Tatum Grooms and Carly Kennedy unable to attend our broadcast here. I want to remind you, though, that I'm sure Coach Davis would agree with me that they are going to be an integral part of the team. And Coach Tatum and Carly, it takes all 4 of the seniors this year, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's counting on their leadership, their experience and everything over the past years and stuff. So, and also, just because they're seniors, I'm counting on them. But, if they dog it out there, ain't no guaranteed minutes. So they know it's not because I'm a senior when we get to play a lot. So, but and they won't. They all play hard, and they're going to all need to step up. So,
all right, Caitlin. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we have you introduce yourselves, both of you?
I'm Caitlin Berger.
I'm McKenna Shelton.
Okay, now Caitlin. Coach Davis was mentioning the little chats he has with you over in the huddle. Let's talk about that. Are those friendly chats? Are we talking about two-way conversations, one-way? What are they?
I mean, I think it really just depends on what's going on in the game, what exactly we're lacking, or what we are doing. But yeah, it just really depends on what all is in the game, and it's either of a more like, I'm here for you, you guys need to show up for me, or if it's, okay, we got to get this going, like, we're better than this, we know what we can do, we know how to do it, we got to execute it now. So
do they really make a difference? Okay, let's say, I don't know, you're 10 points up, and suddenly the other team comes up and ties you. Coach Davis calls timeout, you have one of these chats. Does it really make a difference?
I mean, yeah, I think it does. A lot of times you see us come out of the huddles, whether we're mad about the talk or we're, all right, we got to use the talk, we come out and we have a little fire lit under us. And I think you can always tell the difference of, okay, now they know what they need to do. They know they need to get out there. They know they need to do their jobs. And we end up doing it, so most times at least.
Well, and he's also pretty active when you're going up and down the court pointing out positives and negatives, I'm assuming. How does that affect the game?
I mean, personally for me, I'm not very good about hearing what's going on outside whenever I am running, so I really don't hear much of it, honestly, until those timeouts, which I think is another reason why those timeouts do work. But I still think it's good. I mean, even like if I'm sitting on the bench and I'm hearing him say, like, I think it keeps, the bench involved in it because we're listening to the game too as well, and I do think it does help because you do hear it sometimes, and it does help recognize things for you as well. Okay,
McKenna, we talked about family. We talked about how your team represents a family. Let's talk about activities away from basketball, things that aren't directly related in what you guys do. What kind of things do you do?
We do just a lot of things. I mean, all together, whether it's helping out at the hospital, doing stuff like the elementary, like providing like coffee for like the parents, showing up at like the Pee Wee basketball games, like supporting like the younger ones who are like looking up to us, and just things all around. Like, I mean, whatever it is, like supporting other teams, we just always want to like help out, and we do it together because, I mean, North Adams basketball just always represents family as one.
Okay, McKenna, both of you and most of the kids, small high schools that we have in our area, you're multi-sport athletes. How big a part in school is basketball? I mean, is it all about academics? And obviously you enjoy basketball, but how much of a part is basketball in what you think will make you in your future? Either one of you, sure.
For me, it's a really big part. I mean, it's sports in general have taught me so many lessons, but especially basketball, because, I mean, every sport is a mental game, but I feel like me personally, I've gone through so many different phases of basketball, and I've been with it since I was so little. I mean, it's been years of lessons, honestly, and every single year I come out and I take lessons away from it, and I know I grew through the season through it, so I definitely think it does.
Okay, McKenna, when people watch you play basketball, they come out and watch the North Adams Lady Green Devils. Tell people what your role is out on the floor when you're out there.
It honestly just depends. I mean, this year, I'm going to have to step up, and coming from Kinley, going to be hard to, like, fill her shoes. But I think all of us play just, like, a certain role. So, if you're going out there, whether it's, like, me stepping up, being the point guard this year, in order I got to lead the team and just be there. Step up, whether it's scoring, whether it's getting the ball down the floor, whether it's making the right pass, the right move. I think everybody just plays a different role, whether it's something you're not even, like, used to, like, the freshman coming up, we have Jada who could be running, backup point guard. She's going to have to step up, give good minutes. It honestly just depends. Everyone plays their own certain role.
Okay. Prediction, McKenna.
Mm-hmm.
League record. What do you think your record's going to be at the end of the season in league in the Shack?
Oh, I couldn't really give you a prediction on that. I'm kind of just...
Oh, no, we're going to ask you to do that. Now tell us what you think. There's 13 games. What's your record going to be?
Let me pass this question over to Caitlin.
No, well, I've got another one for Caitlin. No help there, Coach Davis.
This is a tough question. I don't know because...
I'll just make a prediction. We're gonna put $1 million on it. Just go ahead. Pick a number.
What do we think? Help me out. What do you think?
Games.
I think just pick a number out there. 13 games. Just say a number.
All right. Well,
13 games.
what?
I don't know.
Well, let's do who's going to be the toughest competition?
I want to say everyone's going to be a tough competition this year because, we have a different, team. It's not the same team that we used to have. But I'm going to say Fayetteville, I think, would be our biggest competition this year because, they just have an all-around good team. And, I don't know, they're just insane this year.
Sure.
So I feel like it'd definitely be, good competition.
There you go. All right, Caitlin, now you're going to have to do both questions. What's the league and overall record? Your prediction.
I think 13-0. I'm confident.
22 games, 22 games in the regular season. What's your season record going to be?
Season record, we do have a kind of a tough schedule this year, so I'm going to say, wait, how many games do we have? 20 what?
22.
I'm going to say 18-4, maybe 19-3, something like that.
Okay, that's good.
But I know we are challenging ourselves this year on the schedule, so which I think is good. I think we need, so.
What do you think, Coach? You think you agree with their prediction?
Yeah, our goal is go 13-0, get that gold ball, and we did it a couple of years ago and had a 22-0 season. I'll be happy, whoever takes to win the league. If it's 1 loss, 2 loss, but like McKenna said, Fayetteville is going to be loaded. Eastern's is going to be better. Really, the big schools. I think on any given night, a team could knock off somebody. So yeah, like I said, our goal's 13-0. That's what we shoot for, and I think McKenna's phrase sound conceited or something like that. You ask a question, hey, be confident. We're going to go 13-0. So. That's why I said the coaches thing a few years ago, and everybody said, quit knocking yourself down. I said, okay, so we're going to go 26-0, win a state championship, and that's what we're going to do. So that's what's going to happen.
There you go. We'll be back right after this on Basketball 30 on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
Don't let a blown tire slow you down this harvest season. Trust Maggulac Tire Service in Hillsboro to keep you on the roll and in the field. At Maggulac, they offer on-the-farm ag tire service, saving you downtime and saving you money. Call Maggulac Tire Service for all your tire needs at 937-364-2592 or stop in on Route 50 in Hillsboro. That's 937-364-2592.
Buying a memorial is not like buying anything else. It's a deeply personal process that is best conducted face-to-face and heart-to-heart. Whether it's a traditional graveside monument, a cremation monument, or pet memorial, The craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Welcome back again to Basketball 30 here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. As with us today, it's the North Adams Green Devils and the North Adams Lady Green Devils. Coach, we touched on it just a little bit there that last segment. How tough is it going to be this year in the league? As we're looking forward, and we talked about how tough the league is going to be. Favorite rivalry game, favorite team you like to play against, team you'd like to beat year after year, and I'm sure that some think that about you. Who are we talking about?
Well, the last few years, the big games, of course, Eastern is always a rivalry, has been for a long time, and we've even moved games. We play one of them on Saturday night. This year we're at Eastern this year on Saturday night, I believe. Last year we was at home on Saturday. We moved to Saturday night because it's a packed house. So Eastern is always rivalry, no matter what our records are, just because we're so close and we know everybody's families, live by each other. And you go to our church, you got Eastern. It gets our sermon kind of gets out there with in tournament time, gets the rivalry going out there. So that's kind of neat. And of course, the county. Peebles, you go to holiday tournament, get in the finals or whatever against Peebles, and it's packed and it's jacked up in there. And these girls, and I tell them, don't take us for granted. I mean, you guys get to play in front of all this kind of crowd, and it's special. And a lot of teams don't get to play in front of crowds like this, and atmosphere. And the guys I work with, they couldn't believe when someone comes. A lot of them comes out and follow the girls, and they just can't believe it. The people that comes here and watch the girls basketball. So it's ain't much else to do here in the wintertime out here in Adams County, but they go to their games. They're in the city and just nobody showing. Even boys games, it's not very. I mean, boys games crowded out here. So Peebles and Eastern. Peebles been in the county, and overall Eastern just for their history of what they've done over the years, and it's fun. That's what I tell them. We'll be in the huddle, it'll be a 1-point game or something like that, down the wire, and I'm over there, and their eyes they're jacked up, nervous, and I say, ain't this fun? And they're like, are you stupid? And it's a 1-point game, and I'm on the foul line. You're saying this is fun? So I said, yeah. I mean, win or lose, you want to play them kind of games. It's fun. It's fun playing those kind of games and atmosphere.
Caitlin, I'm going to ask you this because of the name.
Okay.
Caitlin Clark. Girls basketball. Good thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I think it's really good. It's definitely brought a lot of attention to the area. It gives a lot of younger girls new people to look up to. It really inspires a lot of younger girls, I think, also as well. And I think it really it's going to grow the program overall, just the basketball program in general. So.
And that attention, McKenna, those people coming out, it makes a difference. As Coach was talking about, it makes a difference in how well you play when the fans come out. You'd like them to come out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, very much. Just having a large crowd, it just gives you more of a motivation to play. These people could look at you and just think you're overall really good player, and younger kids coming out to watch you. They're there to watch you, they're looking up to you. So yeah.
All right. That does it here on Basketball 30 on Good Guys Radio TV and C103 for today's episode. Thanks, Coach Davis. Thanks, Caitlin and McKenna for being here. And, of course, the North Adams Green Devils. Join us again tomorrow when we take a look at another team. And, again, if you'd like to watch this later, just go to our Facebook page or YouTube or goodguysradiotv.com. You can enjoy it later. bigger than that. Get out and support these high school teams. These kids are having a lot of fun, but they're make it a whole lot more fun, and they work a little harder if you'll come out and support them as well. Once again, we appreciate you joining us today. I'm Don Bowles, and have a great rest of your day here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.